Can you explain?
From 2014,
Uh-huh.
I started being active in politics, and that has flowed smoothly up to now. That is 10 years to be exact.
So, during this span of time, were you like actively engaged in politics, that you were vying for a political seat, or you just been supporting other people in politics?
Myself, during my campus days, I was a serious student leader. I served as a speaker in my university and later became a secretary general of my university.
Which university is that?
Laikipia University.
Laikipia University.
Yes.
So I believe viewers from Laikipia University, today you'll have an opportunity to hear the former tackling matters on politics in Migori County and Kenya to large.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you the first question, which I believe is very, very important that we discuss. What is the next step with the Gen Zs? Because Gen Zs are youth. So
Yes.
what is the next step with them?
From where I sit, the Gen Zs must keep the struggle. A luta continua. The president is still adamant to settle some of the proposals that have been staged by the Gen Zs, and the Gen Zs have no otherwise to continue the fight. This is our country, and we have to give the future a better country than we found it. So this is a lifetime fight.
Now, if I may just ask, you say the Gen Z should continue fighting.
Yes.
Over the recent days or weeks, we had seen the Jay-Zs bringing and laying their demands bare to the president and the government of Kenya. And the president actually responded to them, actually tackling and giving positive response on what they asked him to do. First, they asked the president to do with the Finance Bill 2024, which the president did away with.
True.
Then they asked the president, they don't want the cabinet. And the president did away with the cabinet, fired all the cabinet secretaries. Now, in my question, what are the Gen Zs demonstrating for? What do they want?
You are right, the president refused to sign the Finance Bill 2024 as we had requested, and that we appreciate. You saying the president dissolved the cabinet as we requested. That is also true. But let me bring you to the fact that the president has started reforming the cabinet. And by doing so, is bringing back the people that we requested him to send home. The president, in his wisdom, decided to agree with us that the cabinet was not doing better. So he sacked the cabinet on grounds of incompetence. How comes that after barely a week, the people are now back? Are they now competent to serve the country the way we expect to be served? No, they are still incompetent. The Duales, the Kindikis, the Aisha Jumwas, the Davis Churches, these people should go home. Once they are home, we must see that they are taken to court for those who have corruption cases. They are prosecuted and jailed. So we cannot allow the people that we said to be sent home to come back and serve us. Then we say president is responding to our demands. He is playing with our psychology, and we are still saying dissolve the cabinet. Those 11 members that he has brought in, 6 are from the former cabinet that he dissolved. 5 are related to the people that he sent home, the likes of the one taking up the education ministry, Julius somebody, was the running mate of Ezekiel Machogu, who has been sent home. Somebody taking over from Ithika Linturi, Dr. Andrew somebody, has been a close associate of Mithika Linturi. So there is no change. There is a situation of conservatism that president is trying to perpetuate, and we are not going to buy that.
Now, if I may ask just on that, what are the criteria that the Gen Z wants the president to use in order to build up a new cabinet? Because so far we have not heard of any corruption allegation against, for example, Kindiki. I don't know whether there is any allegation about on corruption basis against Duale, Aden Duale. Again, the 6 members that he brought back, there are no allegations, if I may say, against them. So how do you want the government to go against this?
One person that has been brought back is called Davis Chirchir, who is taking over from Murkomen as the CS for Transport.
Yes.
Chirchir has been mentioned in several scandals. One of them is the chicken gate scandal. This chicken gate scandal, Kenyans lost a lot of billions. The taxpayers lost a lot of money, and this person has been adversely involved in this issue. Davis Chirchir has several links and scandals that are attached to his name. So such people, we cannot agree now that they are coming back and are now people of integrity and competence to run our country. We are still saying no. We are still saying no, and the president has nothing to do with them apart from sending them back home where he took them last week.
What about you've talked about the David Chirchir. What of Kindiki and Duale and Wahome?
Somebody like Duale, in the last parliament, where he was an MP, at the time that Kenya was hardly hit by terrorism, the Al-Shabaab, when they were terrorizing Kenyans, Duale stood in parliament and he said he knew the people who were funding Al-Shabaab and he would name them. That person is now the Minister of Defense. And he knows the people who are terrorizing Kenyans by funding Al-Shabaab activities. He is not fit for public office. He lacks integrity. His behavior shows that he has no interest for the general good of this country. The people like Duale are full of arrogance, and they think that the government belongs to them, the ruling class, and the 50 million Kenyans out here have nothing to say. The arrogance in which they show when speaking to the public is what we are rejecting, and we are telling the president that we need servants. We need people who are able to deliver on their various ministries. We don't need politicians in ministries. We need technocrats, people with sound professional backgrounds to handle each and every docket. For example, the Ministry of Education. He has sent somebody home called Machogu. He's bringing somebody in called Julius, and this person is a lawyer. Somebody who should be doing something in the corridors of court is coming to preside over the Ministry of Education at a time when we are ushering in the CBC, which we do not understand where its head and its tail is. It's bringing somebody who is clueless to handle the docket. It means we are still going to have problems in the education ministry. So that bunch of jokers must be sent home. We said he rejects and dissolves and we are still saying even these 11 members that is brought in, we don't want them. And the parliament must listen to the public and not approve any of them to serve this country.
Now,
just to add,
yes,
there is a CS who has been nominated for the position of health, Dr. Deborah Baraza.
Yes.
How was after she was announced by the president to have been nominated as a CS, is when she started activating her credentials by the KMPDU. Somebody who was not registered as a doctor in Kenya to practice. forges her way to register and be in good books in less than 1 hour after the president has announced her name. This means that these people are people of shortcuts. They never want to know that there is something called integrity, and those shortcuts will be perpetuated once she gets into the office. They're the people who will now start bringing fake drugs, presiding over cancer scandals, and all the hula balloons that are riddling the ministry as of now.
Allow me to ask this.
Yes.
Is it wrong to reward loyal? Is it wrong to reward somebody who is loyal to you?
Loyalists must be rewarded, and that is the currency of politics. You reward loyalists, but you reward them in capacities that they deserve and they are able to deliver. Not just awarding to fill positions. That we say no to. Meritocracy should overrule mediocrity.
Now, Bill,
Yes.
is the Gen Zs stabilizing the politics in Kenya? Because we have seen you are in every sector. You reject the president, that's what you say, president must go, Ruto must go. Raila comes in to kind of mediate for people to come down and dialogue. Again, Raila is rejected. Kalonzo is here, and it is like you don't need Kalonzo to speak to you. The likes of Akina Miguna are peeping in, and it is like you people don't want this. Gen Z does not want this. Is this a way of destabilizing politics in Kenya, or what are you up to?
First of all, we did not go to the streets to speak with politicians. If it is a matter of that, we speak with people each and every day. We went to the streets so that the government can listen to us and address our demands. The issue of dialogue is good, but in this situation, it is. Dialogue in Kenya, we know. The dialogue in Kenya, we know, is about the political class sitting down somewhere and sharing a cake that belongs to the 53 million Kenyans. That is not what the youths of this country want this time. And these youths are half the population of Kenya. We must be addressed by action, not dialogue. We have situations where people are bought and they no longer speak for us. That's why we are saying we are leaderless. We have nobody to represent us there. But what we are saying is that we want the president to scrap things like housing levy. We want the president to reduce the cost of living. The cost of living is high. What is the cost of electricity? The cost of food, the cost of transport. Everything is high. We want the president to address issues of the IEBC. We don't have IEBC. There are constituencies in Kenya whose members of parliament perished after the last general elections. Up to now, those people are not represented in the national parliament. They are not being served justice as Kenyans. We want IBC to be in place so that they can elect their leaders, and also to give us opportunity as Kenyans to recall MPs who are acting deaf on the issues and opinions of those whom they purport to represent. Like those who voted, who told them to vote yes in their constituencies. We have told the president that should employ JSS teachers on permanent and pensionable basis. These are the people who are ushering in the new CBC curriculum, which we doesn't understand. These are the people whose future is put on the balance. They don't know whether they are going to be employed or not. Somebody is battling with the future of our children. And the interns, the medical students to be posted as interns and be given reasonable salary. We want the government to stop corruption and prosecute and charge those senior government officers who are involved in the plunder of public resources.
Now, you
Yes.
just mentioned something to do with education or hiring of the JSS teachers permanently. How is this going to be possible? Well, at the same time, the proposed finance bill 2024 with the government through the president had, which was going to help raise revenue, which was going to see that these JSS teachers are employed permanently, has been quashed away. And now, as you read every day, the government is going downsizing and cutting the budget. Where do you expect the government to get this money?
The money is still with the government. The money is still with the government because we have proposed that the president scraps off useless offices, like those of the first lady, that of the second lady, and that of the prime CS first lady, whatever office. Those monies should be directed somewhere else. And that one of the places that money should be directed to is the education ministry, to be able to raise the required amount of money to employ the JSS teachers.
My dear viewers, we just give you a glimpse of what to expect. And keep tuned. Send your comments, ask questions. Just log into BTV Kenya, that is YouTube, and ask a question, leave a comment, or Blackman TV Facebook page, ask a question or leave a comment. You can also go to TikTok and also to Instagram, and lastly you can go to Twitter, BTV Kenya, all those platforms, and ask a question and leave a comment. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back. We are going for a break. I want you to ponder over this. What is the president's next move with the cabinet? That's what we're going to discuss next. So keep tuned.
You can trust. Welcome to Blackman Digital Graphics. We offer design, printing and branding services using large format printing, offset and digital printing. Our approach to printing, graphics design and branding